Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome into the show. Sorry about that long break there. A little bit of technical difficulties here in the building. But we're back now. Stream is up and running, too, on the YouTube side of things. Everything should be fixed up. Thank you, Kyle, for getting that back up quickly. We do have our winner for Big Win Wednesday. Congratulations to Sean. Sean, you are going to the Pistons game next Thursday against the 76ers. Appreciate you for texting in. Thanks to our friends over at Garber Chevrolet. Big Win Wednesday is possible every Wednesday. If you're looking for a new car, I can promise you from firsthand experience, Garber Chevrolet, they're going to make it real easy for you. They're not going to stress you out. They're not going to take advantage of you for not knowing what you're getting into. They'll let you test drive. They'll get you going. They'll get you a great deal. Garber Chevrolet up in Midland, your place to find your new ride. They make Big Win Wednesday possible. One more time, shout out to Sean, who's going to the Pistons game. We'll get you those details, Sean, by texting you back here momentarily. All right, with that being said, let's take a trip around the league.
It's time to zoom out and go around the league.
Okay, so for around the league today, I just have it labeled as, wait, what's happening? Because there was like a crazy amount of NFL news happening yesterday for a random March 3rd date. We'll start here. Didn't know that this was a thing, but the transition tag, not to be confused with the franchise tag. Daniel Jones gets a transition tag for $38 million, which allows any other team in the NFL to raise the price and say, we'll actually pay Daniel Jones this. And then the Colts have a chance to match this. So this is like restricted free agency in the NBA. I had no idea this was a thing. It's only the second time it's ever been used on a quarterback. Last time was 1993 with the Falcons. Weird one. And I can't imagine, like, very smart move from the Colts, because it was like $6 million cheaper than if they were actually going to franchise tag him. And I can't imagine there's other teams out there that are like, you know what, we're gonna give Daniel Jones a long-time contract. He kind of just seems like he fits there in Indianapolis. But you do open the door for someone being like, screw it, we've got the money, let's get him in here, long-term, 3-year, 2-year deal, and then it forces the Colts to match it because they don't have any other choice but to do that. You all right over there? Everything good?
Just keep talking.
Okay. Kyle's still working on getting things up. So I would imagine a team like Minnesota could be a team that's like, you know what? We are just so out on J.J. McCarthy. We don't want to trade any of our picks. Daniel Jones, come on back. Here's a 3-year contract. And then the Colts have to basically panic and match that contract or give him more than what the Vikings were to offer. So that's happening over in Indianapolis. Kyler Murray was told he's being released by the Arizona Cardinals. They're not going to find a trade suitor unless someone comes and raises the price in terms of what they're willing to give up here in the next week or so. So if he's going to become a free agent and sign anywhere, Atlanta, come on. You got no other choice. Go get your guy. Bring in Kyler Murray. Let him throw to Drake London. Let him throw to Kyle Pitts. Let him throw to Bijan in the flats. And all of a sudden, you've got an incredibly fun offense down in Atlanta and a division that's totally up for grabs as well. That makes the most sense. The Jets could probably bring him in. Miami could bring him in. But if he wants to go compete and Atlanta needs to figure out the quarterback situation, I'm all in on Kyler Murray going and playing for the Falcons. I think that'd be incredibly fun.
Yeah, I think the Kyler Murray stuff has just gone too far.
Kyle's back.
I'm back, yeah. Kyle's back. Talk about Kyler. It's gone too far. Like, why are we treating Kyler Murray like he's Tua? Why are we treating Kyler Murray like he's one of these terrible quarterbacks? Like, I get the contract is probably the main reason why they couldn't move him, but, man, he's getting cut? Like, is he the best quarterback to get cut?
I think that probably, like, you mean this offseason or ever?
I mean, like, ever, there's probably been better guys that have been cut. But, like,
I think this is more so new coach, new regime, new everything. Let's just start fresh, move on.
I'm just shocked no one would trade for him, I guess, is the main thing.
if they know he's going to get released anyway, you may as well try that, right? Most teams that are willing to trade for him need to be able to win now. So you're not willing to, like, what team is willing to give up the draft capital to trade for a quarterback that's ready to win now? The only team that really made sense was Atlanta, and they didn't have any picks.
Right. He's got to go to Atlanta, right?
It has to be.
He has to. And all of a sudden, he goes to Atlanta, and I'm like, for the fourth year in a row, I'm like, is this Atlanta's division to take? And they just haven't won that division since Matt Ryan was around. You know, it's kind of crazy.
The only other team that makes even a little bit of sense is the Jets, just to go throw with Garrett Wilson, and I guess Breece Hall's still there too. But if I'm him, I'd much rather go to Atlanta. Winnable division. You get to play indoors. You're playing in the South as well. That sounds like clearly the best destination for him.
Oh, man, the Jets. Now you're getting me thinking. This also
It's
opens
just a
the
tough
door.
division to win.
This opens the door for Minnesota to bring him in. And I understand, like, they don't need a quarterback as much as these other teams do. The situation, though,
It's the best one.
like this all of a sudden has come into a where does Kyler Murray want to go?
right?
And Tom Pelissero brought this up like 3 weeks ago about, like, when asked about where's Kyler Murray going to go. The first team he said was Minnesota,
Really?
which kind of surprised me. And
I just didn't think he'd
Pelissero's one of
fit
the
in
most
that
trusted
combo.
guys. I don't think so either, but also, like, they still do have McCarthy. Like, as much as we control the guy, at least they have, like, a guy that has some sort of hope. He was their starting quarterback last year. I would just assume he's going to be this year with more
I don't
competition.
know, man. It feels like if you read between the lines, they've lost all hope with him. They're trying to move on. I think it'd be a bad scenario for the Vikings if he. I think they would tell you it's a bad situation if he's the starter.
So the list for Kyler Murray destinations, let's take Lions fans out of this. Just best spots for Kyler to be. Atlanta 1, Minnesota 2, and then is it Miami or New York 3rd?
New York, because at least they have like an infrastructure of picks ready to go.
But, like, you're in
and
Miami, though, you know?
I'm out here in Miami.
Yeah. Looking for the what?
Here's the next thing that's happening. Like what's happening? Kenneth Walker not getting franchise tag. I'd kind of be shocked if he's back in Seattle. You know, they've got a lot of guys to pay, whether it's Witherspoon, whether it's JSN. You know, Sam Darnold's going to want a new contract as well, which kind of just opens up the door for some team to add the Super Bowl MVP, which I think I read it was the second time in NFL history that the Super Bowl MVP would just be hitting free agency and the team wasn't re-signing him. New York makes a lot of sense, right? The Giants, him and Scadaboo, 1-2 punch.
What? Why not just run Scadaboo? Why would they need to bring in K9?
The way he runs makes me nervous.
Oh,
I think it makes all the Giants fans nervous deep down.
sure.
I don't
but,
think
like,
you want to sign up for Kenneth Walker to be a workhorse RB1. I think Kenneth Walker is the
Why
perfect
not?
guy, as we've seen, to just kind of split the carries with somebody else and have a 1A, 1B type of situation.
I would think the exact opposite. We saw him in the playoffs not be a workhorse,
We saw
and
him
he
for,
was
what,
awesome.
1 or 2 games.
Yeah, and what was he not awesome in those games?
He was.
He was great.
He was.
Every Seattle fan ever would tell you that Charbonnet is so significantly worse than K9.
Then why was he not out there the whole season?
Because who's the head coach of Seattle?
Mike McDonald.
Who was at Michigan with
Oh,
Mike
don't
McDonald?
do that. Don't do that.
What? Why else? Why else?
That's an insane you're saying this guy's jeopardizing winning?
K9 is way
because of
better
a
than
Michigan
Charbonnet.
versus Michigan
K9
State.
is in levels above Charbonnet.
And you know what he can't do? Pass block. That's why he's not playing, not because he went to Michigan
Sure,
State.
I just think like K9 is gonna. To say he can't be a full workhorse RB1, I think is crazy.
He gets hurt. He's injury prone. He can't pass block. He needs to be splitting with somebody, in my eyes. What if the Texans brought him in? It was just like, hey, David, sorry.
No,
Welcome
it'd
back
be
to
the
being a
real.
1B.
It'd be the real sorry to Woody Marks. Like,
Yeah.
sorry, man.
Next thing in, what's happening? Minnesota looking to trade Jonathan Grenard. A big-time free agent signing last couple of years ago. And now they're just ready to move on. They got to shed cap somehow.
Yeah, so maybe they're shedding that cap for Kyler Murray. I don't know. Yeah, I mean, this is all good for the Lions, though, if they trade him away.
How about this one? In the what's happening? Drew Dalman retires. The Bears center was named a Pro Bowler this year. Suck it, Bears fans. Now you know how it feels to have your just awesome Pro Bowl center walk away in the middle of his prime. I'm glad. I saw them complaining and moaning and online about it yesterday. And I got real deep into the woods. I was loving all of it. I was reading all the Bears fans getting frustrated about it. Oh, we should get his money back, blah, blah, blah. Nope. Now you know how it feels, Bears fans. Now you know how it feels. Join the club.
This one was incredibly shocking. I mean, and I saw a lot of people talking about this, just the Bears fans going through it on Twitter.
27.
Like you said. It was his first year with the Bears, too. Like, just a really weird situation. Obviously, you hope that everything is all good with him because this is just you don't see this very often. But, yeah, completely shocking. I saw Gary earlier said, like, what if the Bears go get Connor McGovern, the guy that Ben wants, because they need a new center?
That would suck. And then the last thing I had was Trey Hendrickson not being tagged. So would you do
Classic.
like a 2-year, $50 million contract, all of it guaranteed, $25 million a year? You'd have to shed a lot of cap. I think
I'm just like kind of done with the Hendrickson thing.
I am too.
I think his peak has just come and gone, just like that.
And I think the Lions have too many needs to just dump all the resources into one player. I don't think that fixes everything.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think he might get that deal from someone else, but I certainly don't think it's the Lions.
Could be the Bears. They're still semi-good on the salary cap perspective because they haven't paid their quarterback.
We're just doing a Bears around the league here.
They're just in a really good position. 989-837-6125. This is the Ben Bosher Show live on 100.9 The Mitt. Food debate when we come back here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mitt. on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, I want to have a debate. I want it to be ethical, but we need to settle this. Are Shamrock Shakes good? I forgot that they were being sold until yesterday. Someone reminded me of it, and I wanted one. I really did. I've always been a big Shamrock Shake guy, but the last couple of years, just I don't know, haven't ordered them as much.
While they've fallen off, you're saying?
In a way. Now, I feel like this is a very, very like polarizing topic and opinion. You either hate them and think they taste like toothpaste, or you love them, and that's part of the reason March and February is awesome. Where do you lie on this? Because I think that Shamrock Shakes rock.
I've got something to expose about myself, man.
Have you never had a Shamrock Shake?
I have never one time in my life consumed a Shamrock Shake. I've never even taken a sip of a Shamrock Shake. Yeah, and you can sue me for that.
Never.
I've never even I've never even had a tongue dip. I've never even one little spoonful of a Shamrock Shake. Never once.
Why? Why are you it seems like you're going out of your way to avoid Shamrock Shakes at all costs. Are you anti-Irish?
Okay.
What's going on?
You immediately go there. No, I am anti mint chocolatey stuff. I'm not a mint dessert person. I like gum. I like mint flavored that, but mint desserts, no thank you.
So you're telling me if I bought
like a
myself
York peppermint
Shamrock,
patty, out on that.
I don't like
out
those.
on those.
I don't like those either, and I still think Shamrock Shakes are good. So you're telling me if I went and bought myself a Shamrock Shake and was like, Kyle, I want you to try this, and I scooped a little bit out and was like,
no, then I would try it. Yeah, I'm not anti-trying it, but I'm just I've never gotten one, and no one's being like, yo, let me share this Shamrock Shake with you.
See, I know
no
what
one wants
happened.
to do
though.
that.
I would offer you some, and you'd have a bite, and you'd just no sell it. You'd be like, yeah, that's all right, and then you'd never get one again. That's how I think it would play.
Because I don't like mint chocolatey desserts.
What if I interested you in the Oreo version that got launched in 2020? I have some Shamrock Shake facts for you.
Wait, they have Oreo Shamrock Shakes?
Oreo McFlurry Shamrock Shakes. They're Oreo Shamrock McFlurries.
What?
I've got some more Shamrock Shake facts for you.
Okay.
Guess how much they sell in terms of Shamrock Shakes per year?
Like a
dollar
amount?
Yes.
I mean, this is just an insane question because
And
McDonald's are everywhere.
They're only available for
like a
about
month
and a half, 2 months. So I think they launched this year on February 12th.
I legit have no good guess. You could just tell me this one.
$60 million in sales. 1.25 billion ounces of Shamrock Shake. I'm in on them. I was sad. When I had the realization, I was like, oh my God, Shamrock Shakes are selling them. It's March. And then I had the realization, I've missed out on 3 weeks worth of Shamrock Shakes. I was a little bit sad.
They've been out 3 weeks already?
They come out early February because they know people will buy them. This used to be when I was a kid, counting down days until Christmas when the Shamrock Shake would come out. And my mom would come home with 4 of them and one for everybody. And we'd all be guzzling the Shamrock Shakes as much as we possibly could. They're delicious.
I mean, I understand the hype for the Shamrock Shakes, and I'm all for a nice limited time item hype. Is it the greatest limited time item of all time, though?
Because it's coming back every single year, I think I'd have to say yes. I'm having a hard time coming up with something that's better.
The McRib is one of those most talked about.
I've never had a McRib. That is one thing that I will never try.
I've never had one. Every time it comes back, I'm always like, I'm going to try it. I know I'm going to do it. And then I'm just like, why would I do that?
See, the McRib turns me off from ever wanting to order fast food again. I will never try the McRib.
Because it's a fast food pork barbecue slab on a sandwich.
No, thank you.
That's just not something you see at fast food places. The nacho fries used to be, aren't they limited? The Taco Bell ones. Those were limited time. I don't know if they still are, though.
No, the fact that every single year since 1970 that these Shamrock Shakes get to be in our lives for 6 weeks, 7 weeks during this time of the year has to make it the most exclusive, best limited time offer that possibly exists in the food world.
So
I mean,
you have it as an elite tier dessert, top tier.
Yes, with the caveat you can overdo it in this
Yeah, like
2 month
what's the
stretch.
appropriate amount of times to get the Shamrock Shake?
I think 3 max. You
you can only get it 3 times.
Anything else, the fourth one,
It's only there for a month.
But that's when, if you have it a fourth time in that month, it starts to be like, I don't know if this is. Your brain starts to convince you that this is just like an average shake. When you only get to have it 1 to 2 times a year, that's when you kind of convince yourself this is actually elite. When in reality, it might just be a normal tier
Okay, I
dessert.
respect that. I thought you were just saying like you can't have it more than 3 times just because it's like a dessert.
No,
But-
no, I don't care about that.
Because see, I like that take though. Because if it is, at the end of the day, it is just a fast food item. Like it can't be that good. So if you have it too many times, you're going to start to convince yourself, like, man,
It's
maybe
just normal.
Maybe it's just like a regular shake. Like
If they sold them year round, they wouldn't be special. Nobody would order them, I don't think.
right. No, it's a good. I
They're-
mean, that's the whole
they're
point.
fine.
That's the whole point of a limited time item. you
Are
know?
they actually better than just a regular Oreo
No,
McFlurry?
that's what I was
don't
just going to
think
say.
so.
Every McFlurry flavor is better than a Shamrock Shake.
But you can't. The Shamrock Shake is something you can actually like drink out of a straw. That the Oreo McFlurries
Sure.
are just like ice cream with a spoon. This is a little bit different. Not to be confused with the Oreo Shamrock McFlurry. That's more of something that you can drink with a
Of
straw.
course, I don't want to confuse it
Yeah,
with that.
Don't do that. I think if they sold them year round, I wouldn't ever get them. The fact that they're limited edition, I think it's like, boom, you get one when they first come out, you get one right before they stop selling them, you get 2 a year, and you trick yourself that it is this elite tier dessert.
Are you going to get one?
Eventually, 1,000%.
I mean, like
yes.
it's coming up though. You probably don't have that much longer, right?
What?
They
St.
can't
Patty's
go. They
Day is
can't go
March
that
17th?
much further past St. Patty's Day, right?
I would imagine they finish out through March.
Yeah.
That would be my guess. I will probably get one on St. Nah, the line will be too long. I'll get one before then. How about that? I'll get one. You know what I'll do? I'll get one during March Madness. That's what I'll do.
I like that.
Or next week or sometime this week. I am pro Shamrock Shake, and I wanted to see what other people thought of this.
Joe says, I like them. My brother literally marks the calendar for them every year. It's pretty crazy. Gary says it's a sign of spring.
I like that.
Okay.
Adam says Shamrock Shake's coming back is like pitchers and catchers reporting. That's pretty good.
Happens
Adam.
every year, you know?
That's pretty good. So final consensus is Kyle's crazy because he's never tried one.
Should I try one? Yeah, that's what I'm coming back to. Like, should I try one? Or should I make it a bit that I never have had one in my whole life?
No, you got to try one. You got to try one eventually. All right. 989-837-6125.
We got to get John on for this, man. I know he's pro Shamrock Shake.
He is. Andrew says, what's the over-under on number of times Shamrock Shake gets mentioned the rest of the show? Probably 1.5.
I mean, I will rig
segment.
this line, yeah.
Yeah.
I will bring it up.
This is like Malik Beasley insider. Whoa.
How many times will I turn the ball?
Whoa. All right. Again, 989-837-6125. We're back up live on YouTube. Sorry about those technical difficulties we had earlier on. A little bit of an outage here at the ballpark, but we're back up and running now. No worries. We should be good the rest of the show. One more time, congratulations to Sean, who got our Big Win Wednesday giveaway reward. Thanks. Award? Giveaway. Thanks to our friend over at Garber Chevrolet. He's going to the Pistons versus Sixers game coming up a week from tomorrow. Who knows? Get yourself a Shamrock Shake on the way down. Enjoy the game. All right, we'll be right back. 11 o'clock hour on the way. More on Gibbs, more on McGonigle when we return. It's the Ben Bosher Show in the Mitt.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and
WLUN, Pinconning Bay City, Saginaw, Midland.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosher Show. We're live. No big deal. Would you extend Jahmyr Gibbs? I would extend him, but I wouldn't do a 4-year deal. I think that would be a little bit crazy on behalf of the Detroit Lions to extend him for 4 years, and then that could definitely just include the 5th-year option too, which means it's a 5-year extension rather than a 4-year extension. I think to sign up for somebody and be like, hey, you know what? We want to do business with you through 2031. In this sort of climate in the NFL, in that sort of position where it's just so unpredictable, injuries, how the market ends up playing, I don't think that'd be a very good idea. And I think my number one case as to why is twofold. One, the best running backs in the NFL, none of them are on 4-year deals. There's a reason, right? Teams just don't want to commit to that. They'll give you a bunch of guaranteed money for a 2 or 3 year deal. You'll sign the 2-year deal, and then you'll keep getting the 2-year extension, however it ends up working out. The second is, unlike, it kind of goes hand in hand. It's not like the edge rusher market with Hutchinson where you just want to beat the guy to the market because it gets reset every year by the next guy. The running back position is completely unique in that it doesn't do that. That's not how it works. All these contracts, we got one guy who's the highest paid in terms of annual average. We've got one guy that's the highest in terms of the, average amount that the total guaranteed money. We've got a different guy in terms of the length of the contract and what it's worth. It's all these, there is no, hey, this is the guy now, this is the guy now, beat this contract. That's not how this works. So for that reason, I wouldn't sign up to give Jahmyr Gibbs a 4-year extension and sign up for him through 2031. I just wouldn't do it. I'm sorry.
It just hurts to do that, though. With how awesome he's been as a Lion. I don't want to take any perspective that's like, I don't want to do this for a Gibbs contract. It makes sense. I know you're not saying you don't want to pay him, but
it comes across as anti-Gibbs, and it's not meant to be. It's anti-doing
right.
What 31 other teams in the NFL have all collectively agreed is not a good idea.
So in correlation to this, I would assume that this means that the Lions are taking care of some other deals this offseason then, right?
Jack Campbell would be the first person I would like to extend.
Over Gibbs.
Oh, without a doubt.
So why can't they just give Gibbs a 2 or 3 year extension right now on top of this 5th year option?
I wouldn't be mad at that.
Right.
I would love that.
You're just expecting that that's not going to be what Gibbs camp wants, of course.
Well, I mean, why would it? Every other player that's been extended by Brad Holmes gets the 4-year extension. Some of them getting the 5 if they were a first-round pick and they want to include that 5th year. I don't think he would be all on board with that. But then again, it's like, dude, you're demanding a 4-year contract, but no one else has. No one else has that sort of deal. So why would you get it? Because you're younger than everyone would probably be his argument. But if I'm Brad Holmes, again, I'm like,
because he's really good, too? Maybe that's it?
Well, if I'm Brad Holmes, I'm like, listen, man, the 3 best running backs of our generation are all on short-year deals, and they had to, earn those contracts. They did to go through everything, go through hell and back to get these contracts. So
yeah, but also, coming off of their second deals, though. It was with their next team.
Right.
And that was just an era where it was we're not paying running backs no matter what. It doesn't even matter if this guy's one of our best players in franchise history, Derrick Henry. Doesn't matter. He's just going to leave because we're not paying him. And so I think times are different now. Of course, the Lions would never just we're not paying Gibbs at all, and we're not giving him a second deal at all. That's not going to happen. They obviously will. I mean, I guess it's not obvious, but I would just assume that they will. I just wonder if the Montgomery stuff plays into this at all. Is this more of a commitment to Jahmyr Gibbs moving off of Montgomery maybe a year before we thought it was actually going to happen?
Of course it's a little bit more of a commitment to Gibbs, which is honestly even more of a reason. The best case scenario is hey, Gibbs signs a 2-year extension on top of the 5th year option right now, and you sign him through, that would be 2029, 2028, and it's just boom, there's 3 more years and you get him, but you don't have to do the long-term commitment thing. That would be the best case scenario in all of this, because if you let him run wild this offseason or this upcoming year without him on a new contract, and he just goes ballistic, absolutely nuts sort of numbers. The projections all hit, he over on everything. then all of a sudden you're in a really tricky situation where he's got even more of a case as to why he should be the top paid running back in the NFL.
Yeah, I mean, and
Maybe they should have extended him and then like tricked him that they were going to do him and Monty for going forward and then trade Monty.
right, yeah, mind trick him.
Yeah.
right, yeah,
That
exactly.
sounds like a good idea.
Yeah, totally. I think that this them moving off of Montgomery shows that, one, I mean, this has been something the Lions, we knew they were gearing to at some point, and it started last year, and maybe it completely ended last year with now them moving off of Montgomery. But they've also done the fifth-year thing now with a couple of their other young stars that were taken early. You know, Penei Sewell gets that fifth-year option, but they also extended him before they picked it up to add that extra year on top of it. And so that's why you kind of think you have to take advantage of the fifth-year option by giving him a deal before, right? Mm-hmm. But, like, just because it gives you that flexibility. It's like the whole point of taking a guy in the first round, if they end up working out, of course. But what is going to be the length of that deal is obviously the big part.
Yeah, that's to me the more pressing issue right now, and why I wouldn't necessarily extend Gibbs. He's on the 4-year deal. I wouldn't be doing that because no other team in the NFL is really doing that right now. I will say Jack Campbell, sign him up. I want him to be a lifelong contract. If the NFL allowed it, give him a 7-year extension. That's a guy I just never want to play anywhere else. Not that I want Gibbs playing anywhere else, but like Campbell's, it's a little bit different because of the linebacker position. There's just not going to be a guy that comes along the way that he does very often at that position across the league. I look, the Brian Branch and Sam Laporta contracts just get really tricky with the injuries that they are going through right now.
Especially Branch.
Honestly, I was going to say especially Laporta. Back injury, back surgery, a ruptured disc or whatever that ended up being. Like, I don't like that. I wouldn't be like in a rush to give him an extension right now, as much as I am the biggest Sam Laporta fan you'll find. That's a pretty dicey injury to just, hey, here's $20 million a season to be one of the highest paid tight ends in the NFL. Like, I don't know.
Especially when
great.
the Lions, saw what happened when you move off T.J. Hawkinson, you get him replaced with Sam Laporta. Like I'm not saying they're going to move off of Laporta, but it's like it's something that they've done pretty recently in the past. Moving off a guy that you thought was a building piece going forward.
That is like the sneaky. If they were going to shockingly trade someone else this offseason, it's probably him. I don't think they end up doing that. But if I told you, like, hey, there's going to be a Lion to get traded this offseason and it's going to shock everyone, the first pick's probably Laporta, right?
Yeah. I mean, as far as shock value goes, it would obviously be a little bit higher. Jared Goff.
Well, but realistically.
Realistically, just from the contract perspective, yeah, probably him. I would say so. I mean, like, that would definitely be the answer. Obviously, I don't think it happens, and I don't think a lot of people do either. But going back to the Gibbs thing, Ryan brings up an interesting point that we haven't really talked about. What about tagging Jahmyr Gibbs? Like we just saw with Breece Hall get tagged.
It's not that
which
expensive.
is weird that Breece got tagged and K9 didn't. But, yeah, he says you can tag him twice. You don't have to give him an extension. He can be on the team for another 4 years.
You can technically tag him twice. It gets really expensive the second time you do it. So you can just say, do your 4th year this year, pick up the 5th-year option, and tag him. There's another 3 years right now. Like, boom, 3 more years of Jahmyr Gibbs without having to give him the big-time contract. And who knows, by the time you get done with that season, or you tag him and it's like, we'll figure it out after the 2028 season, the running back market might still not be like at this crazy amount. It might be like basically what it is today. That's why I'm just like, I'm good on giving him the extension right now.
Yeah. It's just tough because, like, as far as, like, the Lions once again try to avoid this conflict contract stuff, I would assume at least they try to avoid it because it just hasn't happened very much. Running back has got to be the prime position that this goes down at, that or wide receiver, honestly. Like, you look at the top rushers in the league that aren't on their rookie deal, that have already had to go through some sort of contract situation. All of them have gone through some sort of, like, I'm going to sit out type of thing. James Cook, Derrick Henry, Jonathan Taylor, the 3 leading rushers in the league last year, all went through I'm not going to play if you don't pay me thing.
Well, the Jonathan Taylor one is, like, the one that got the ugliest, but that's because their owner was crazy.
Is their owner not currently crazy?
I don't TBD.
Right, exactly.
Crazy move at the deadline.
Totally. And so, but like you can still continue to go down the list. Like it's just a lot of these guys. Yes, the Taylor one was bad, but like even Cook last year, There was a short span where James Cook was going to sit out, and then they were like, no, we'll pay you, and then they finally figured it out. But, like, Derrick Henry, of course, has gone through it with Tennessee on multiple occasions and ended up being so bad where they didn't even pay him, and he went to free agency. So, like, I don't know. It's something that I know the Lions want to avoid, and it's nice to avoid that stuff because it's something you can hang your hat on. Like, it's a place that people want to play at, but you can't pay everybody.
Hey, we talk about it all the time, having home field advantage. Well, if your home or business uses propane, the company with the advantage is Forward Energy. Since 1925, they've been serving our local communities with propane and fuel solutions for homes and businesses, local people, reliable service. That is Forward Energy. They are a part of the home team. We'll do a little bit more on the Lions and free agency when we come back. Maybe hit a little bit more on McGee as well, and then we'll get into the news and our 3 traditions to close out every show. It's the Ben Bosher Show live here on The Mitt.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair. Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. This is the Ben Bosher Show. We are live on 100.9 The Mid. Lions free agency, it opens up, well, it doesn't technically open up until Wednesday, I believe, of next week, a week from today. But the legal tampering period starts on Monday. So for our purposes of filling in content, free agency opens up on Monday. I would want the Lions to go get Connor McGovern. He allowed 0 sacks last season for Buffalo playing center. He's got experience at the guard spot as well. He was a Pro Bowler in 2024. He's only missed 4 games in the last 4 years. That actually might be the most important part about all of this, where you've got guys on the offensive line the last couple of years who have just been in and out of the lineup, whether that's Frank Ragnow dealing with all the injuries or Taylor Decker, same thing. To go get someone who just doesn't really miss a whole lot of time, that would be incredibly valuable, I think, to this Lions offensive line that just needs some stability. Connor McGovern would give them some stability to where if you gave him a 3-year deal, guess what? For 3 years, next 3 years, you don't have to worry about replacing right tackle, right guard, and center. Boom. Those guys are all locked in.
What about Juice Scruggs, though?
Look, I think Juice Scruggs can come compete with Christian Mahogany at that interior spot, but I don't think the fact that 0 of his salary is guaranteed, I don't think he has a roster spot guaranteed.
Yeah. Oh, he clearly doesn't. Yeah. But I think there is
he can come compete. I would expect him to be on the roster. I wouldn't be shocked if he got cut.
I think it's notable that he's in the trade. It's
For sure.
just because you don't see stuff like that, like a guy being kind of tossed into a deal like that, specifically a team that just needs guys on the interior of the O-line,
Sure.
So I think it is notable. But, yeah, I'm not sitting here saying he's going to be the starting center. Starting center still
or
just
guard.
Whether or not it's McGovern or anybody, just is the still the top priority for free agency, right?
100% agree with you. That and edge, but edge, you can, like we said yesterday with Khalil Mack, it's like, hey, go give him a 1-year contract. Center, they need to go. I'm down to just kind of Band-Aid patch the edge spot every year that Aiden Hutchinson's here, because I think as long as he is here, whoever that guy across from him is just going to produce. So I think that's something that you can a little bit. Obviously, it's not ideal, but if you're going to choose a position to kind of be in a revolving door, it's edge rusher to me. You can't do that with offensive line. You got to go find your guys, and I think free agency is a perfect time to go find your center. Not waiting around in the draft to do that.
Right, unless you really think that Vega Ione can play center.
Hear me out. Get McGovern and Vega Iona, and just like in the blink of an eye, your offensive line is probably fixed, with hoping Taylor Decker stays healthy at, the most important position on the offensive line.
Yes, correct. I still think, of course, center might just be overall the most important position in general, whether it's via draft, free agency, just of the offseason for the Lions.
Yeah.
Finding your center is so crucial based off of how impactful the downgrade was from Frank Ragnow to Graham Glasgow. Clearly it made a human. Obviously,
they had no push up front.
There was a lot of other things that made the Lions' season worse than it was in 2024, but that had to have been number one. I mean, you had an insanely big downgrade, all-pro guy to a cut-worthy candidate by the end of the season.
Who you tried to replace 3 different times throughout the year?
Yes.
Whether that was with Tate Ratledge or
some guys you've literally never heard of in your life.
Correct.
Yeah. So clearly there was an issue there for the Lions. And so, yeah, that's got to be the number one position that gets addressed this offseason. Whether or not you think that you can draft someone that can play that spot, it's always just safer to have a rookie not play center, know?
They tried it last year. And they said, you know what? We're putting a little bit too much on this guy's plate.
Have we thrown that idea back out? Of
Brad Holmes has
Ratledge
been
moving back to center? Or
Brad Holmes has been
chilling?
asked about it. And no, he said they're open to it.
Yeah.
I'm not anti this idea, but I also think Tate Ratledge was pretty damn good at right guard last year, to where
right.
Okay, if he can eventually take over as the starting center, that'd be great. But if they can just find someone who is a proven center and they can just let Ratledge continue developing there, I'm not in a rush
that seems like the
to
best
bring him over
situation,
to center. Yeah. If it was in an ideal world, I think you're not cross-training. Well, you're cross-training them, but you're just letting him play right guard for at least the next couple of years. And then if he excels there, then maybe you can start to think about playing him at center. But, moving Tate over to center, what does that realistically solve? Because you
at
the end of the day,
guard, yeah.
Exactly. You just need somebody else.
Unless there's just a someone else that you pick up for cheaper or something in free agency that's like, I don't know if this guy's quite a center. He could fill in, play guard for us maybe. But, yeah, it just depends on how aggressive they are with attack. Like, do they treat the center position and just the interior of the O-line in general as highly as we do? You know, like,
I would hope so
as far
after
as
last year.
attacking the free agency, like, is that going to be their number one priority? You would assume.
What
like,
else would be?
It's a safe assumption. The secondary definitely has its questions right now, but that's more of a health thing rather than a lack of talent thing.
And a law thing.
Yeah.
Shout out Terrion.
Sure, I guess. I don't know if I want to shout him out, but for the Lions O-line, like they just don't have good players there right now.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas in the secondary, yeah, I think they do have good players there. Maybe not as good as some other groups, but are they going to be playing?
Yeah. Do you mean like the starters, or are you talking like Amik Robertson, Rocky Sin, these backups?
No, I'm just talking in general. Like, I mean, Brian Branch, Kirby Joseph,
Yeah.
Terry and Arnold. Like, the only guy I know that's playing is DJ Reed.
Yeah.
Who knows what's going to make? What if they try to clear cap up with that? You know, like you never know what's going to happen.
Oh,
And
with
so,
2 years left on the deal, it'd be.
that's what I'm saying, though. It's just like that's the only guy that I'm like, yeah, he'll be starting week 1 for the Lions.
Right. I see what you mean. I also kind of just like the idea of Tate and Panay being next to each other and that being a wrecking crew over on the right side, but it is all taken away a little bit if whoever's playing center is just getting blown up every time. Like that's just by far, I think you and I are in alignment in terms of free agency, the number one spot to address. Connor McGovern can be that person for the Lions. Again, it costs the Spotrac evaluation, so give or take 3 years, $48 million, $16 million per season. They're $10 million-ish over the cap right now. So they'd have to free up about $25 million to do that. And it realistically has to be more than that because you still want money to spend elsewhere with depth pieces like they did with Roy Lopez last year, like they did with Amik Robertson 2 years ago. These smaller contracts that can fill in, and it's like, oh, wait, these are actually pretty good role players now that they're on this Lions coaching staff.
And I think the number one reason why I would enjoy this is because it would shut down any more Frank Ragnow coming out of retirement discussions that we are just inevitable to have next season. Right?
Yeah.
Like if they
you
just
and I won't have them, but it'll come up.
I think we eventually would. It would come up. I think it would be discussed at least once or twice. And this would shut it down, obviously. It's different if they just bring in a guy on a 1-year deal. Like if they actually go out and sign their center for the next several seasons, that would just be so nice for multiple reasons.
You know, if you and I had some better sources, I would actually be calling Pablo Torre and being like, can you tell us what happened the whole week of Thanksgiving? Because I still don't really think anything adds up to where he wanted to come out of retirement, but it turns out for the last 3 weeks or Lord knows how long, he'd just been walking around with a grade 3 hamstring strain, which basically means, according to Google, you shouldn't be able to walk. Something just doesn't add up with that.
I thought you didn't like Pablo Torre.
I don't, but he's pretty damn good at his job.
But he finds out, you know?
That's what he does. That's kind of his whole shtick.
Yeah, I don't know. Like that's something that maybe we'll find out in some years from now, once like everything is kind of wrapped up with Ragnow.
The crazy thing is I don't even have really a conspiracy theory. It's just like it doesn't add up. What do you mean you
was
were
he actually
coming back?
ever really planning on playing, or was this like a PR thing? Like I have no idea.
Yeah,
How do you not know? Like how do you not know? If you or I had a completely torn hamstring right now, wouldn't you be able to kind of know?
Yeah, like or was this they lost the game on Thanksgiving in a pretty embarrassing way? It's like, I don't know if I actually want to come back situation. I don't think that. But
no way.
But like there could have been a sense of like, maybe I actually can't be the thing that fixes the Lions. They've got more problems than we recognize. I don't know. So again, it's just
So just go out.
Something doesn't smell right.
Go out and sign Connor McGovern, and we'll never talk about it again.
Correct. Except like when I'm dying, I'll be like, Fragnow didn't retire.
Yeah.
And they kept Kevin Zeitler.
What's the last thing that you want to know, Ben?
Why the hell did
Ragnow come back? Why?
Why did they let Kevin Zeitler walk? They would have won.
Why did they not put Kevin McGonigle on the opening day roster?
989-837-6125. Dow, proudly rooted in Midland, making an impact all around the world. Innovations that create solutions for cleaner water, safer homes, and more sustainable futures. A company built on science but driven by people with thousands of employees who call this community home. Dow, solving with science and standing with community.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.
We got 3 traditions to close out every show, but before we get to that, let's see what's going on in the sports world. Let's hit the news.
The Mets Morning Catch.
Yep.
Breaking news.
What's up?
No, just kidding. Gotcha. Shamrock shakes are back. That's in the breaking news. Sorry, I had to
over.
I had to hit the over.
That
yes.
is some insider trading
Yes,
right there.
That was for Gary. I had to do that for him.
Illegal. Going
okay,
to jail.
Let's hop into the actual news. I mentioned this earlier, but let's actually discuss it. Team USA Baseball got kicked off yesterday. A lot of these teams had exhibitions yesterday. Of course, the Tigers were in Santo Domingo taking on Team DR. Team USA was taking on the San Francisco Giants. They won 15-1. I don't know any stats from this game, but they won 15-1, so that's a good start.
Well, the stats like disappear. They don't count for spring training stats, and they're just kind of like it's like the NBA play-in stats. They're just like non-existent. They just disappear after the game happens.
That sucks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Real
but
tough.
the real and they have another exhibition today, by the way. I don't know what team it's against. Probably just against maybe the Giants again.
Yeah.
But the real pool
Could be
play
the
for
homeless
them
A's.
could be those guys. The real pool play starts on Friday for Team USA. So that's going to be in Houston as well. So I'm pumped up for that. This weekend we're going to get actual real World Baseball Classic games. And then once the pool play is over sometime next week, we'll have the real tournament going down. So I'm excited for that.
And the United States starts out by playing who?
One of the other countries.
Great Britain's their second game. I know that.
Oh, it is Brazil.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
I
Brazil,
believe it is
Great
Brazil.
Britain, and Mexico, I believe.
Yes,
The
those
Big
are-
Four.
The Big Four, some are saying. Yes,
I feel like
that's-
those were the first four countries I learned.
And they go in Italy is their fourth teams. Yeah, they go Brazil. All their games are being played in Houston, by the way, because that's where that pool is at. Brazil, Great Britain, Mexico, Italy. Those are the four.
Okay. You said they're playing them where?
All in Houston.
Oh, okay.
Yep. They go Friday, Saturday. They get Sunday off, Monday, Tuesday. So we're gonna have some Monday, Tuesday primetime baseball, 8 p.m. and 9 p.m. on Monday, Tuesday.
So all they have to do is win 3 games, and they're going to advance, right? Like, you
Yeah.
just got to win this pool.
Yeah, they have to win the pool. I think there's like the wild card teams too. I don't really know all the details. I probably should have known them a little bit more.
All we know is it's a colossal failure if they don't make it out of this pool.
Oh, of course it is. It's a colossal failure for
They're
like
the favorites.
yeah. I mean,
to
they're
win the whole thing.
Yeah, so they have to at least win this pool. This pool is pretty weak. I mean, Team Mexico will be good, and that's like their only big threat.
Mm-hmm.
So, like Mexico's good for sure,
You're
but
not
the other
scared
ones are.
of Jazz Chisholm?
I'm not scared of Trace Thompson either. Yeah, who's
Clay Thompson's
brother on Team Great Britain. Yes. Okay.
Who's
yesterday,
dating Megan Thee Stallion.
Clay Thompson is.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Lucky guy. Okay, let's talk about
Lucky.
college basketball. We had a ton of upsets last night in the college basketball. First off, in the Big Ten, number 9, Nebraska loses by 20 at UCLA. Man, Mick Cronin and the Bruins have kind of caught some fire here at the end of the season, headed into the tournament. They're for sure going to get in, like no doubt about it.
This
But
is what they did in football, too, remember? Their season was just, like, hopeless, and then they started beating everybody when it didn't matter.
yeah, I mean, their season was never hopeless.
A little different, but yeah.
Yes, yeah, but you're right. They caught fire at the end of the season. After the big time losses at Michigan and Michigan State, they beat Illinois, they beat Nebraska, 2 top 10 wins. So, shout out to Mick Cronin, I guess.
Yeah, and maybe Nebraska a little bit more. I mean, we kind of sniffed this out right at the beginning,
Yes.
and then they kept winning, so we had to stop the fraud talk. But
I
maybe
still
back
think,
into the fraud talk.
I still think I'm just gonna pick them to be my high seed that gets upset.
Yeah.
They're gonna be a 3 or a 4, and it feels wrong. I feel really bad.
For them to win a Sweet 16
I want them
game,
to win
though,
one
sounds
game.
kind of crazy.
I want them to win one game.
I think they get bounced in the second.
I think they get bounced first round.
Oh, wow. Yeah.
I know. We'll
Their
see.
defense is good enough to get them through that first game.
Yeah, it is. Texas Tech, though, number 10, after getting a big jump from upsetting Iowa State, they get upset by TCU, who's a bubble team right now. So big win for TCU. Oregon does take advantage of, or Illinois takes advantage of Oregon, who's just been terrible in the Big Ten this season. And then another big one, Arizona State, Bobby Hurley over there, whose name has been talked about a ton because Braden Smith potentially passing him on the all-time assist leader in college basketball. Bobby Hurley and Arizona State upset Kansas. Kansas's weird season, just getting weirder. I mean, I thought they were so
That's a team
good.
that could be in the Final Four or a first weekend exit, and neither would shock me.
They were a Final Four pick of mine for like a majority of the season, of just like a whether they have Peterson or not, because they're good without him and they're good with him too. Like they were a Final Four pick of mine for quite some time, and they've now just lost 3 of their last 4 of their last 6.
But
So,
maybe that speaks to the depth that is the Big 12.
Sure, Arizona State not very good,
No.
but you're right. I mean, it definitely does speak to the depth of the Big. I mean, like a lot of the Big 12 teams are 5-6
Right.
losses, still ranked super high. Kansas being one of them.
Yeah.
So, not a big time shock there. And then the big one that we got to throw in there, Alabama also losing last night. Not that big of a deal. Miami, Ohio, 30-0. Miami University, that is. 74-72 win over Toledo. Another close win. They have one more game before potentially heading into the MAC tournament undefeated at Ohio Friday night on ESPN2 as well. So that's kind of cool.
So what do they claim to be called? Miami, Ohio, Miami of Ohio, Miami University, like what's going on here?
They are Miami University, but obviously everyone has just always referred to them as Miami, Ohio. And I think just this recent spell of them getting a lot of national spotlight has been like this Miami University push. They still are Miami, Ohio.
Yeah.
They are. But like, I mean, people are in the Midwest who are like in the MAC stuff.
You know what?
They just say Miami. I just say Miami.
Maybe they should just be Miami, since Miami's not going to be making the tournament, right? They're not coming out of the ACC in this.
No.
So what if they're just the new Miami? Miami basketball resides in Ohio.
I mean, it resides right now. Yeah, I mean, they're the owners of Miami basketball as of right now. So, chance to go undefeated though Friday. What do you think? What's your take on this? Do they deserve to get in if they
finish the regular season undefeated? I think all they need is one MAC win, and they should be in the tournament.
Like one
MAC
tournament win.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so too. I'd be really shocked if that didn't happen. It gets weird if they lose Friday. In the
regular season?
Yes.
Yes, for sure.
At Ohio, that's a huge rivalry game. Like that place is going to be going crazy.
I think most of the time, like if you go, I don't really care what conference you play in. If you have one loss the entire year, you should probably just be in the tournament.
This has never happened either. There's never been a one-loss team that's just like we're not making the tournament. It doesn't happen very often. And so I'm interested to see how this goes down, but for the people that are like, man, a 15-loss SEC team should get in. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
Yeah, no, I'm good on Auburn.
Just because you played good teams and you lost all of them, like I'm not gonna defend Miami because I think the way they did it was a little weird too. But yeah, I'm just out on whatever that is. A couple more things here in the news. Actually, another college basketball thing. Former Michigan Wolverine Frankie Collins. We remember Frankie Collins, right?
I remember Frankie Collins.
He's no longer with Vanderbilt, the team he's been with this year. Their head coach announces he is away from the team for the remainder of the season. Vanderbilt having a really good year. They've been ranked for quite some time. He's only played 9 games this season, hasn't played since mid-December, and there wasn't really any explanation as of why. And there still isn't an explanation. He's just away from the team. But, man, that's a guy who has been... Can you name the other schools that Frankie Collins has been to post-Michigan?
No.
Arizona State, TCU, Vanderbilt.
Okay.
Yeah, been to quite.
I don't want to assume anything, and I hope everything's okay. But like a lot of these guys, like when you got
happens.
the trend of like the 4 schools in 4 years, and then you're away from the team. I don't know, man. Sometimes maybe it's a you problem.
I would agree. Last college basketball thing: Florida clinches their first SEC title last night since 2014. Of course, the reigning champions of all of college basketball last year didn't win the SEC a year ago. It was Auburn. Florida wins it this year. They've been the really true consistent SEC team this year. Every other team has been pretty up and down, but Florida seems like they're at full strength once again heading into the tournament. Do you have like an early favorite? Not early favorite as far as like, because obviously you're just gonna say like Michigan or Duke, but like, do you have like a sneaky team that you're like, yeah, I'm kind of liking them to go to the national title, Final Four, like a Florida, a team that's like not in that top tier of Michigan and Duke, which I think are just in their own? Or do you just not?
No, I don't. I really think it's just Duke and Michigan. Those are the... And I saw one thing, too, that was like, don't bet on Michigan to win the entire thing right now. Just bet their money line every round of the tournament and roll it over. So I think that's what I'm going to do. Just start
But
with
it will
$10
always be
bet.
minus odds.
Yeah, but if you just roll it over,
Right.
$10 bet, and then you win like $12 back, basically.
True, because then if they ever lose, you're just out $10.
Yes.
Okay, I like that. That's it for the news.
All right, 989-837-6125. We've got 3 traditions to close out each show. This is the Ben Bosher Show live on the Mitt. If you're a hard worker, like Kyle and I, you need workwear that works as hard as you do. You got to check out Thomas Trading Post. They've been proudly serving the Tri-County for over 40 years. And when it comes to your trusted brands and dependable gear, they know their stuff. In fact, they're the largest retailer for Carhartt in the area, which means the selection you want and the quality you expect all in one place. Thomas Trading Post, built for work, built to last.
The Ben Bosher Show, built by Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9. Bresky Siding and Building Repair on 100.9 The Mid.
All right, welcome back in. It's the Ben Bosher Show live here on The Mid. We got 3 traditions to close out every single show. The first tradition we have is our Lock of the Day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
We got some tournament basketball back in our lives. I'm going to the Horizon League basketball tournament.
What?
Our guy Greg Campy down in Oakland. They are 2.5-point favorites against Northern Kentucky tonight. Oakland's the 4 seed in the tournament. They went 12-8 in the Horizon League. Northern Kentucky went 10-10. Campy's got a team full of seniors. They've won by more than 5 in the last 2 first rounds of this tournament. I'm in. I'm all in. 2.5 at home because the first round of this tournament's the home team, the higher seed gets the home court advantage. Come on. Give it to me. I know they've been a little disappointing this year, but this is where Greg Campy shines. It is March. We are ready to go. 2.5. That's it. I'll take it.
I like this. Ben's really getting into his depths of March here, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Getting into real sicko mode. Horizon League today, maybe a little Sun Belt Conference play tomorrow for the lock of the day.
Could be.
Start to get weird. I respect this pick. I'll tail it. Why not? I mean, Oakland's definitely had a disappointing year based off of the expectation they had this season.
Yeah, but is that just for the brand? Like we expect it? The brand is.
Well, I mean,
they're here in March.
They played like 8 top 10 teams in the country or something, like all to kind of gear up for the Horizon League play, and then they went 12-8. You know, like just kind of weird. Doug Gottlieb picking up a win in round 1 of the Horizon League tournament, by the way. So if Doug Gottlieb can do it, Greg Campy for sure can do it. So I'll tail this.
What's the update on how the week has gone so far? First 2 days.
Couple wins. Obviously, you won on Monday, and then yesterday the Beef Stew 2 blocks. Wow, plus 162. I think that's your longest hit of 2026. Yeah, it is, because you had a plus 186 in there that didn't hit. So
What was that? Like what was
Cade
the bet?
30 points.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, that one usually doesn't seem to work out. Plus 162 for the Beef Stew, 2 rejections. That hit, so that puts you up 3.5 units overall on the year. It puts you up 2.44 units to start off March and this week, of course, with it starting this week. So pretty good spot to be in right now. You would have to go 0 for 3 the rest of the week to lose the week. So,
Well, let's just clinch the week tonight then by going Oakland minus 2.5 against Northern Kentucky. You're tailing
the Norsemen.
The Norsemen. And hopefully we can start this week 3-0. Okay, that's our lock of the day.
Lock of the day.
You better lock it up. No, you lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up. Lock it up.
Tradition number 2. What's the best thing we got in store for us on the television tonight? Hit us.
Game of the day.
Game of the day, I'm going to ESPN at 7 o'clock. Oklahoma City Thunder taking on the New York Knicks in the Garden. I'm ready to be upset. I'm ready to yell at Shea and Brunson, both foul baiting their ways to the free throw line and slowing the game down. I'm all here for it. I'm ready.
Yeah, I'm totally with you, man. I when I was looking at the game of the day, I was like, or just trying to think of what it could be. The Knicks have been playing good, man.
Yeah, they have.
And OKC is getting healthy, you know? So I'm with you. I'm totally liking this pick. I'm trying to think who's going to win the game of the day. But as far as, this for sure is the one to watch today, for sure.
Okay. The only reason I was hesitant to pick it was because I think I'm just going to get mad watching the 2 biggest guys, not biggest, but like 2 guys who just like bait their way into fouls and get to the free throw line as much as possible.
The worst guys for this? Like maybe Luka worse because he definitely complains more?
Yeah, but in terms of just like if we're doing the ethical versus unethical hoops thing, Shea and Brunson are like the 2 faces of the unethical, getting people to jump into the air and then leaning into them to try to get to the free throw line. Remember when the NBA like 3 years ago was like, we're going to stop that. That's not going to be a thing anymore. You can't do that. Then Shea and Brunson just got better at it, and the NBA can't punish them at all.
So I click on this game to just see what just to look at it, and I see a video on the side. Why Stephen A. is unimpressed by the Cavs win over the Pistons.
He's just
he really loves the Pistons. He's like, yeah.
Well, did you click it?
No, I mean it's a 3-minute long video of him talking about it.
I mean, I'm just gonna need to know why he wasn't impressed with the Cavs.
Fine, we'll play it over the air.
No, the thing is, last night I was a little bit taken back. Like, oh man, I don't know if I want to see this Cavs team in the playoffs just because of the amount of they can stretch the floor. They've got all these shooters. Mobley suddenly a nice corner 3-point shooter as well. Sam Merrill's just a lights out dude from behind
I'll
the
let
arc.
Mobley shoot threes in the playoffs.
Sure, he can hit them from the outside. He was hitting them yesterday from the corners. There's just a little bit of a worry of like, okay, if Harden can just kind of get by the first guy and then kick out for guys to open threes, I'm a little bit worried about it. And that was without Donovan Mitchell, who's just this proven playoff performer. I know he's never been to a finals or nothing like that, but just like a continuous throughout his career gets buckets in the playoffs guy. Another 3-point shooter for them to have as well. Yeah, I'm a little bit worried about the Cavs running into them in the playoffs in that 1-4 matchup.
Yeah. I mean, they still I fear them more than I do the Knicks, certainly. Even though obviously the Knicks beat the Pistons in the playoffs last year, just what's happened in the regular season, it's hard to be scared of the Knicks. Boston is the big one. That's the one I'm like, I don't really know how I feel about them yet. We're gonna find out, but I don't want to play the Cavs in round 2. That's for sure. Could the Raptors upset them? That'd be kind of nice.
I think the Raptors can't upset anybody.
I think they can't. I think they might get swept.
Did something just? Oh no! All right, you got to be kidding me, man.
What? What'd the Chiefs do? Oh, the Chiefs got Jalen Ramsey?
The Chiefs are finalizing a trade to send all-pro cornerback Trent McDuffie to the Rams.
Oh, it was that. I just saw Jalen Ramsey Chiefs. Why does Schefter got to be clickbaiting us like that?
I think I'm turning off Schefter notifications after this. Yeah,
wow,
so the Rams
McDuffie
are getting an all-pro cornerback.
For the 29th pick in the first round. McDuffie expected to sign a long-term deal with the Rams. Wow, man. The Rams are going back to F them picks.
Yeah, they just don't really like picking in the first round.
They just don't really care, and you got to respect it. A first, a fifth, a sixth, and a third next year. So, I mean, it's a good package for the Chiefs for sure.
Say that again. It was a
first, fifth, sixth in this year's draft, and then a third next year.
Yeah, that's a good move.
It's a really
for the
good
Chiefs.
package.
It really is.
But McDuffie's really good. So
now the Chiefs have 2 first-round picks, 1-9 and 127, or 9 and 27.
Yeah. Which is, I mean, the Rams, one biggest thing last year was their secondary, right?
Yeah, and now they just
had
added
an all-pro
corner guy. I don't love that.
Wow.
I don't love that for the Lions' sake. The Rams lose to Seattle in the NFC Championship, and it's just like, what can we do? What if we just add a Pro Bowl corner?
The Rams were always going to come into the year as probably the favorite or second favorite in the NFC, but this obviously bolsters their chances.
Yeah, without a doubt. Okay, well, with that being said, that's our game of the day.
Game of the day.
All right, last thing we do before the show ends is predict what Colin Cowherd's going to open with. He takes over airwaves at noon, Fox Sports Radio, The Herd. Nobody has scored here in a minute, right? You're kind of hot, but nobody scored yesterday.
I scored on Monday, but the last 2 days, or I scored on Friday last week, but no one has scored this week yet. 46-41 remains the score. I loved my pick yesterday, the Duke Cam Boozer thing, and he did it in the second segment, and it was exactly what I thought. He's talking, DeBonza, Peterson. Why is Boozer not just the first pick? But he did not pick that. So, 46-41 remains the score. It is your turn to go first today. Is this too soon? 5 minutes before the show. Is this lead worthy? I don't know about 5 minutes before the show. I mean, that's a really tough pivot. A lot of NFL stuff to do.
I don't know what else to do. So I'll go Chiefs. I'll go Chiefs.
You're going Chiefs, though. Are you talking about this trade? Because, I mean, the Rams are the one making the trade.
That's what you think. Here's where Colin Cowherd's expertise comes in. He's going to pivot. Now the Chiefs have 2 first-round picks to be able to keep rebuilding around Mahomes. Yeah, watch out for the Chiefs' bounce-back season.
Okay. I could take the Rams' perspective here that Rams are going all in. Dallas redid all the contracts today with Dak, CD, just kind of an excuse to talk about Dallas. I don't mind it. The K9 not getting tagged thing is pretty interesting, but I will skip all of that, and I think I will go to Kyler Murray. And he does a Kyler Murray, where's he going to end up thing, because him getting waived or cut is kind of crazy, and I think that he's pretty good still. So I think he just does a Kyler Murray lead and then quickly touches on this stuff pretty soon into the show.
Okay, that's fair. I have a hard time thinking he goes like an Arizona lead.
But it's not about Arizona. It's about Kyler. Like, he's going to pick his favorite Kyler destination, you know? Like,
Oh, I see. Like in Atlanta.
yeah, like Kyler to Atlanta, I love it.
Okay.
Kyler to Miami. You know, like, oh, the Jets, Kyler Murray. You know, like, I think that's going to be his thing.
That's not bad. That's not bad, Kyle. All right, so here's what we've learned today. Lions should not give Jahmyr Gibbs a 4-year extension. We learned that Kevin McGonigle, even though it would waste a year of his team control, should be on the opening day roster. And we learned that Kyle has never had a Shamrock Shake, which
Correct.
is maybe the biggest takeaway from all of this.
Yeah, it's a pretty big deal. And I don't know if I'm going to have one either.
That's, see, now you're just doing a bit, I feel like, where you're like, I'm anti. Now I've taken the
Is it
stance
a bit?
of this.
I've been doing it for 24 years.
Now you've taken the stance of no Shamrock Shake, so it feels like you're just like never going to try one. That's okay. We still like you. All right, that's going to do it for the show. We will be back tomorrow, 9 o'clock. Be there or be square. Subscribe on YouTube so you don't forget. I'll talk to you guys tomorrow.
The Ben Bosch